5 forest guards slain, Oyo community in fear after attack on National Park. Demands federal government to beef up security. Former President Goodluck Jonathan reaffirms commitment to PDP, assures party leaders of his membership. And court grants interim forfeiture of 57 properties valued at 213.2 billion naira linked to Malami and 2 others. Hello and many thanks for joining us on the late evening news at 11 on NTA News 24. We are live in Abuja. I am Chinenye Oyi. Following the alleged killing of 5 forest guards by suspected bandits at National Park Service office in Oloka, Orire local government area of Oyo State, local residents and those in nearby communities are now living in fear and are calling on the federal government to beef up security in the affected community and its environs. Ahmad Fulani has an update.
Reports have it that no fewer than 5 forest guards of the National Park Service office in Oloka, Orire local government area of Oyo State allegedly lost their lives when suspected bandits attacked the park on Tuesday evening. The attack came as a shock to the people of the affected community and those living in Obamo and Ikoyile, as residents in these communities are still in fear. NTA News crew, while on a fact-finding mission, however met with difficulties on the road as no one could move in or out due to fear. Local vigilantes known as Amatekun were on ground to provide security for those living in the nearby villages as a suspected car filled with some strange faces was chased by the men of Amatekun. The vehicle was later seized while the arrested people were handed over to the police for further investigation. Although no one was willing to speak on camera, however, they appealed for constant presence of security operatives to forestall future occurrence. Meanwhile, a team of security agencies was spotted coming from Oloka, where they had gone to inspect the village and assure the people of adequate security. In Obumasho, Ahmed Fulani, NTA News.
The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has ordered the interim forfeiture of 57 properties suspected to be proceeds of alleged unlawful activities purportedly linked to former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami, SAN, and 2 others to the federal government. Justice Emeka Nwite granted the interim order following an ex parte motion moved by Counsel to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The multi-billion naira landed properties valued at more than 200 billion naira are located in Abuja, Kebbi, Kano, and Kaduna states. The court also directed the publication of the interim order of forfeiture in any national daily, inviting any person or bodies who may have interest in the properties listed in the schedule to show cause within 14 days of the publication, while a final order of forfeiture to the federal government of the said assets and properties should not be made. Justice Nwite adjourned the matter to January 27, 2026 for a report of compliance. Malami, SAN, and 2 others are currently facing an alleged 8.7 billion naira laundering charge before the Federal High Court. The Kabiru Turaki-led National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, says it has the assurance of former President Goodluck Jonathan that he is still a card-carrying member of the People's Democratic Party. This was among other fallouts in the visit to the former president by the National Working Committee in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf reports.
We came this evening to visit.
Former President Goodluck Jonathan is still active and will even be more active these days in the activities and affairs of the PDP, says Kabiru Tanimu Turaki, factional national chairman of the party, following a visit to him in Abuja. Turaki further explained that the former president assured NWC that PDP is the foundation of his political career and has been a pillar all this while, and he remains obligated to party.
And his remarks and statements are not only reassuring, but indeed they are very, very encouraging as we begin to prepare for elections, off-season elections in Ekiti and Oshun this year, and the general elections that are coming up in 2027.
The Turaki-led NWC assured party members that PDP still remain the leading opposition party and that the new leadership of PDP is taking the party back to the people who are the owners, and in doing so, there is going to be level playing ground. Inclusivity and impunity will no longer be tolerated. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
And still talking politics, some members of the All Progressives Congress in Zamfara State have raised an alarm over alleged sabotage of the ongoing e-registration and revalidation of membership embarked upon by the party nationwide. They accuse some influential members of the party in the state for undermining the process as part of their grand design to whittle down the party in Zamfara State, paving way for the opposition to retain the power beyond 2027. Jamilu Ibrahim Gusau reports that the allegations were made at a press briefing in Gusau to appeal to the leadership of the party at the national level to wade in and prevent damages in the party.
Conveners of the news conference under the auspices of amalgamation of different support groups in support for the re-election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said those behind this are deliberate to sabotage the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu by denying old and new members joining the party. They said the ruling All Progressives Congress in Zamfara State has a brighter future of reclaiming its mandate in 2027, hence the need for some leaders in the state to close ranks and desist from anti-party activities.
We appeal for an independent and transparent investigation into the President APC membership e-registration exercise. We urge the party leadership to respond promptly within a timeline for the investigation and corrective actions.
We are confident that the leadership, especially at national level and the zonal level, will do the right thing.
They appealed to the national chairman of the APC and well-meaning party supporters within and outside Zamfara State to wade into the matter with a view to resolving it for seamless ongoing exercise. In Gusau, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
The Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is calling on all members of the All Progressives Congress (APC) in the state to actively take part in the party's ongoing electronic registration exercise. The governor made the call after completing the digital process at Ward 3 on Lagos Island. John Ken Abakboya reports.
The word-to-word APC digital registration exercise is currently ongoing across Nigeria, with Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu joining other party members to revalidate his membership at his ward located at the St. Stephen's School compound, Adeniji Adele, Lagos Island, describing the exercise as a civic responsibility and a vital step for every member of the party. Governor Sanwo-Olu said the digital process underscores the APC's commitment to transparency, innovation, and a stronger party structure ahead of future political engagements.
Nobody's asking you for anything. Just come here and register and collect the slip, and be a member of the party, and it's time for us to show sincerity and show commitment, of the party, and it's important. As I've seen it, it's very important, and it's digital. It's something that you do in 5-10 minutes. Because we want to see you, that's why you cannot do it remotely. But you can see that the officers that are doing it have their laptops, have their tablets, and in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it's all over.
The governor added that the digital exercise will run throughout the month of January and is open to both existing and new members, urging young people in particular to take advantage of the opportunity. In Lagos, Joy Ken Abakboya, NTA News.
The Office of the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has vehemently disclaimed the write-up and its entire contest written by an aide, Seidu Enagi, titled Malagi 2027, in which permutations for the 2027 Niger State gubernatorial elections were discussed. A statement by the Special Assistant Media to the Minister, Rabiu Ibrahim, said the minister is fully focused on his responsibility, superintending the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation, and has no room for political distractions. The statement urged the general public to disregard the write-up as the minister neither directed nor approved the publication and directed immediate investigation and suspension of the aid with immediate effect. The statement adds that the minister and his home state governor, Mohammed Umar Bago, enjoys a positive mutual relationship for the greater good of Niger State, and therefore speculations about the 2027 elections will appear inimical to these noble objectives. This is the late evening news at 11 on NTN News 24. We'll take a break here. We'll be back with more reports. Do stay.
Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African roads.
This is NTA News 24.
Many thanks for staying on. To health matters now, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, has confirmed a nationwide decline in reported cases of Lassa fever. According to the latest Lassa fever situation report released by the agency, the number of confirmed cases fell from 28 in epidemiological week 50 to 21 cases by week 52 of 2025. Olisheye Adeabo reports that the week 51 update of the NCDC's Lassa fever situation report covering December 15 to 21st, 2025 recorded 5 deaths linked to the viral hemorrhagic disease.
During the period under review, new cases were reported in 7 states of Edo, Bauchi, Kogi, Ebonyi, Plateau, Ondo, and Taraba. Cumulatively, Nigeria recorded 1,119 confirmed Lassa fever cases and 206 deaths as of week 51 in 2025, translating to a case fatality rate of 18.4%. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control noted that a total of 21 states have reported at least one confirmed case across 105 local government areas. 4 states, Ondo, Bauchi, Taraba, and Edo, account for about 88% of all confirmed cases nationwide. The agency also confirmed that no new infections among healthcare workers were recorded during the week. While describing the reduction in cases compared to the same period in 2024 as encouraging, the NCDC cautioned that the persistently high fatality rate highlights the need for sustained surveillance, early case detection, and prompt treatments. The agency urged state governments, health facilities, and members of the public to remain vigilant, adhere to preventive measures, improve hygiene practices, and seek medical care promptly when symptoms arise. In Abuja, Olúṣèyẹ Adéagbo, NTA News.
Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu extends heartfelt gratitude to Renewed Hope Initiative team across the country, led by the wife of the Vice President, Hajiana Shettima, First Ladies of State and RHI State Coordinators, wives of federal legislators and ministers. service chiefs and women leaders across the nation for their support to the initiative since the inception of this administration. In a personal message to begin the new year, the First Lady applauds their compassion, dedication and readiness to act, noting that this has strengthened the collective efforts. To education matters now, the federal government described as false, unfounded and deliberately misleading narratives suggesting that Nigerian students on scholarships in Morocco have been abandoned. In a statement, the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, clarified that no student on a valid federal government scholarship has been deserted. He explained that all beneficiaries duly enrolled under the Bilateral Education Scholarship Program before 2024 have received their payments up to the 2024 budget year. The ministry acknowledges there have been delays which it attributes to broader fiscal constraints, but insists these are being resolved through engagements with the Ministry of Finance. Dr. Alausa stated firmly that no new bilateral scholarship awards were made in October 2025 or at any time after the policy review. He labeled documents suggesting otherwise as fake, unauthenticated, and a calculated attempt, he said, to mislead the public. The reason for this stems from a major policy shift. Consequently, the minister explained that the only scholarships that are fully funded by foreign governments are now being supported. Notwithstanding this policy shift, and affirmed that government remains fully committed to students already enrolled and will support them until completion. The National Association of Nigerian Students has assured of commitment to educating Nigerians on the purpose, importance and benefits of the new tax law reform law. This was made known in a communique issued at the maiden edition of the NANS expanded National Executive Council meeting tagged National Executive Council and Structural Stakeholders Forum 2026 on Tax Reform Act in Abuja. NANS President Lushola Oladoja said that following conclusion of investigations by the National Assembly around the earlier raised allegations and the conduct of comprehensive and targeted public education about the law, the expanded National Executive Council of NANS, in collaboration with all structural student bodies, provided a platform for tax experts and the Federal Inland Revenue Service to educate student leaders, clarify gray areas, and respond comprehensively to concerns expressed by Nigerians.
You need to check for credible source of knowledge on the tax reform. Go into the tax laws, read it for yourself. Go to credible organization and read what they have to say. Look on the information we put out from the Presidential Committee. Watch out for fearmongers. When you see them selling fear and panic, chances are that 99.9% it is misinformation.
The new tax reform law is a deliberate and well-intentioned law aimed at improving Nigeria's economy, strengthening institutional framework for revenue generation, with deliberate provision to protect low-income earner and vulnerable citizens.
The Christian Northern Nigeria Progressive Forum has enjoined opposition political parties to shun politics of bitterness and rather support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in his genuine efforts towards moving Nigeria forward. The Forum, a political advocacy group for Northern Nigerian Christians, known for endorsing political candidates, including the Tinubu-Shettima ticket, and engaging with government stakeholders to promote development, though sometimes criticized for aligning with ruling parties, believes that it is after the corporate existence of Nigeria as an indivisible entity.
In any sector of life, be who is civil servant, businessman, I want to appeal to us to go through the processes of getting it right. Because whatever you do, we are beginning the new year. If you alter any process in life, you will go back.
This is the late evening news at 11 on NTA News 24. Let's take another look at our major stories. 5 forest guards slain, Oyo community in fear after attack on National Park, demands federal government to beef up security. Former President Goodluck Jonathan reaffirms commitment to PDP, assures party leaders of his membership. And court grants interim forfeiture of 57 properties valued at 213.2 billion naira linked to Malami and 2 others.
This is NTA News 24.
President Bola Tinubu has congratulated Alhaji Hassan Adebayo Somunu, a renowned labor leader and veteran trade unionist, on his 85th birthday on January 7, 2026. The president, in a release by his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, highlights Alhaji Somunu's immense contributions to nation building and commends his commitment to the welfare of Nigerian workers. Alhaji Somunu was president of the Nigerian Labour Congress from 1978 to 1984. He was also formerly General Secretary of the Organization of African Trade Union Unity. As labor leader, Somunu's NLC presented a charter of demands that, among other things, eventually led to the institutionalization of a national minimum wage and minimum pension scheme. The president thanks Alhaji Somunu for his passion for workers' welfare. He wishes him continued good health and renewed strength. Nearly 10 days after the tragic road accident that claimed the lives of 7 journalists in Gombe State, prominent individuals and groups have continued to sympathize with NTA Gombe, which lost 6 of its staff in the sad incident. Nafisa Umar Garuba reports.
Leading her team, the national president of the Nigeria Association of Women Journalists, Aisha Ibrahim, joined others to sympathize with NTA Gombe and the Nigerian Union of Journalists over the tragic death of 7 members at a time.
No man shall surpass his time, even by a fraction of a second. We pray that God Almighty rest their souls in peace, give strength and fortitude to the families and the entire journalists in Nigeria, particularly the NTA community.
Acting Director of the National Orientation Agency, Maimuna Abubakar, Commandant of the Security and Civil Defense Corps, Idris Jibrin, and the Sardauna Gombe Ishaku Gomna were among those who came to contour with NTA Gombe.
We want to use this forum to thank Gombe State Government for donating 2 million naira each to the bereaved families and also those who show concern over what happened to us.
Sympathizers are still trooping in, and the prayers have always been God to grant the departed souls eternal peace while NTA Gombe and families of the deceased recover from the shock. Nafisa Umar Garba, NTA News.
And that's the late evening news at 11 on NTA News 24. Many thanks for watching. I am Chinenye Moi.